If you're in the market for an awesome, near-perfect Ultrabook at a fairly reasonable price, Lenovo's probably got you covered. It's time for Unboxed Daily. Welcome to Unboxed Daily. I'm your host, Jason. And today we're going to take a look at the 6th generation of Lenovo's Thinkpad X1 Carbon. It's a great Ultrabook for a lot of use cases. If you like what you see and you want to check out more, hit that subscribe button. And if you really love us, hit that bell as well. First things first, we got to check out the specs. Because after all, you shouldn't buy any sort of hardware unless you know exactly what it is you're getting into. Here to give us a quick overview of the specs of this latest ThinkPad are the folks over at Windows Central.
It's a stunning display that you really have to see to appreciate. The processor has seen the customary bump to the latest 8th generation Core Intel i5 or i7 processors with Intel UHD Graphics 620, up to 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a terabyte of SSD storage. Plugging in, you'll get a pair of USB-C Thunderbolt 3 ports, 2 more standard USB ports, HDMI, and a micro SD card reader. There's also global LTE included, so you can stay connected wherever you may roam.
All right, so we got an 8th gen quad-core processor, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive. So far, so good. And you know, sometimes it's not just about the internal specs. You want to know about actually using the laptop, right? The keyboard, for example, is a pretty important component so that you know if you're going to enjoy actually using it day in and day out. Here to give us his first impressions on using this Ultrabook is Matthew Moniz.
Now when it comes to keyboards, the Lenovo Thinkpad X1 has one of my favorite keyboards on an Ultrabook. I'd take this keyboard over the majority of Ultrabook keyboards any day of the week. 1.8 millimeters of travel distance, over 2 millimeters of actuation force, hands down one of the best and most comfortable typing experience you can get on an Ultrabook. I also like the trackpad. It's very accurate this year. My only complaint about it is the size. Because there is a track point ball with buttons on top of the trackpad, some of that real estate is lost. Now for those of you out there who use the track point.
Best keyboard on any Ultrabook, you say? Huh, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Thank you, Peter.
Another key component to any Ultrabook you're going to purchase is the display screen. Because after all, if you're going to be staring at the thing for hours at a time, you want to make sure that what you're looking at is crisp, bright, and really helps you to get a full view of whatever it is you're looking at. And here to tell us why she thinks this may be one of the best Ultrabook displays she's ever seen is Lisa Gade from Mobile Tech Review.
And that HDR display, man, oh man, that's the best display we've tested yet on a laptop. And believe me, I have tested a lot, including high-end models. Doesn't make me wish for OLED anymore. So if you're in the market for a classic traditional laptop, it doesn't yoga, it doesn't 360, it doesn't do any of those things. You want it really built nice and tough, you want it thin, you want it light, you want to have ports, well, this one should be on your short list if you can afford it.
So what do we say? Decent specs, good keyboard, strong display? I mean, Matthew Moniz might have been right. This may actually be one of the best Ultrabooks of the year. But before you go singing to the hills about how great this is, it wouldn't be right if we didn't tell you about some of the negatives that people have identified. So, here to tell us about his thoughts on why this may not be the perfect machine for everybody is Linus from Linus Tech Tips.
So the premium 1440p panel, not available with touch. Thank you, panel makers. The IR camera is not compatible with the cover, and the IR camera version is not available with the premium panel. So it's like, man, it's like so close to being like basically perfect. Maybe next year.
Personally, I don't think that the camera issues are really all that much to get worked up over, but he does raise a good point. This is a good machine. It has a lot of good uses. It's not perfect, and you should know that before purchasing. And that's it for this quick look at the latest edition of the Thinkpad X1 Carbon. What do you think? Worth your time or not so much? Either way, head on over to Unboxed.tv or look us up on the iOS store if you want to check out more. In the meantime, I'll be back here soon with more great videos from your favorite product reviewers and unboxers. I'm your host, Jason. Have a great day.